FC26 has finally arrived, and today I'm going to be looking at your guys' starter teams and showing you my own and seeing whether they look any good. If you want to get involved in more of these in the future, make sure to join the Discord that we have set up. The link will be down in the description or in the comments. And we start off on Discord with Robbo's first team, and this is what he's going to be using while saving up for another one, which we'll look at afterwards. Osimhen is the big hitter here. Outside of this, it is a Turkish and Liga NOS hybrid that we've got going on here with some pretty reasonable cards. You have to think this year the power curve is slower, it's lower. So you may think, oh, but last year I had X, Y, and Z going into the first foot champs or something like that. You're not going to be able to hit those same highs as you were last year. So things have got to be a little bit lower. And these kind of cards that last year everyone said, oh yeah, I'll use a Saudi League, I'll use a Liga NOS starter team. They bypassed that so easily. This year, that might actually be necessary. So will Osimhen be cheap at the very start of the game when other people are talking about potentially going Turkish? I'm not 100% sure, but it is the only big card that you would say in here. So if downgrades are needed, so be it. And he's going to be using that while saving up for this team, which might take a while. This is some people's idea of a full-on starter team this year, and I just don't think it's going to be realistic because some of these players are going to cost a lot. And again, this year, you're not going to earn as many coins. It's going to be harder to obtain some of these guys. The likes of Bastoni, De Gea, Bremer last year was quite expensive. Rafael Leao was insanely expensive. I know he's been downgraded this year, but he's still not going to be cheap. So I think this is the kind of team that, yeah, you slowly but surely build towards using your new starter team. Next up, we've got Simps, who has sent this one in saying, I am putting some points on, so it is a bit ambitious, but this is what I'm aiming for. I would say it is a little ambitious, but it also depends on how many points you're adding at the start and whether you get any pack luck. But there are some players in here that are going to cost a lot at the start of the year. Kanate is one of them. He's going to be hella expensive. Marmoush, despite being 84, has got ridiculous stats and also can play on the left as well as striker, so I think he's going to be quite a lot. The likes of Alisson normally cost quite a bit at the start of the year. Someone like Frimpong, because he's so quick. People's first impression of the new FIFA every year is pace is all that matters. That's what I'm going to go for. So he might be very expensive. And someone like Reinders being really well-rounded as well. This one really depends on what you are getting in those packs and how much money you're putting on. Because this, as like a first starter team for someone that isn't spending any money, bit unrealistic. Another Discord user here, we've got Mr. Sir, and this is their team. We see a little bit of the Turkish league creeping in. We've got Serie A, and we've also got the Bundesliga with Luis Diaz as the star man up front. I think this card is going to cost quite a lot because he can play up front and on the left. We've got the likes of Tomori, who is in the season pass as an 86, but because his base card is now down to 81, maybe he won't be as crazy expensive as previous years. Lookman is in a lot of teams, and I think that that is a very, very good shout. People like him at the start of the year because of Nation and League and even Team are not costing anywhere near as much as the same kind of card in the Premier League. So I like it. I think Diaz is a risky one because there is a world where he's going to be coming in at a lot of coins. So unless you can manage to snipe him early on, this one might have to be downgraded. Next up, what an interesting one we've got to start off here. This is Elliot's squad, my hopeful starter team based on Norwich, past and present, and building around Elliot Miles. 84 pace to kick things off. Not too shabby. Jeffrey Schlupp, though. Leicester, not legend, maybe the opposite. I mean, hey, in terms of starter teams, especially for a past and present squad, fits the bill perfectly. I think there is a world where you do have to slightly watch out for someone like Godfrey actually having a bit of value, because if we're going to have silver stars this year, a card like this, a centre-back with 79 pace that can also play across the back four, might actually be the most expensive player in this team. Next up is B's team, once again from Discord. We got Hannah Hampton, Germa, Hato, Fafana, Gusto, Andre Santos, Chelsea men and women's team. Garnacho as a centre mid is a really interesting choice, and I'm very intrigued to see how he performs here. Esteval also being able to play cam, utilising those alternate positions. I think for a starter squad, you've smashed it, right? Someone like Pedro Neto and Gittins may cost you a few thousand coins because they have pace. They're tricky dribblers, and left stick dribbling is supposed to be significantly better in FC26 than it has been the last couple of years. So they're not going to be super, super cheap, but they're also not at the level where you're jumping up to like an 85 rated that is just going to be out of your budget. Even with the lesser rewards and packs and everything like that, this should be achievable pretty easily. Next up is Cal. We've got Moise Keane, Sane, Nkunku over in the Serie A. And once again, the use of these Galatasaray boys. Sanchez is coming in to a lot of these teams. I think this is, once again, a really, really nice one. You've got a good level of player here that is really attainable. Even if the power curve is lower, and these are more expensive than basically just being 1,000 coins like they were last year, even if you're paying like 5,000 coins for a Thuram, you can get to that level. And I really hope that this year, this is the level of starter team. Rather than everyone jumping up to like a full 84 rated squad, it kills the start of the grind, which is one of the best parts about Ultimate Team. A Birmingham fan coming in with a Dimmy to glory. Again, another Leicester legend. Stansfield, what a bargain. Again, a very, very nice team. The likes of Huijsen may have a little bit of value just because he's at Real Madrid, even if his stats aren't crazy, especially because people will be looking to Evo him as soon as possible. Aside from that, though, I think this is actually really, really solid. Of course, you're going to rely on Evos for your Birmingham players in order to get them up to the level of the other cards, but to kick things off, nice cards, really affordable. Good job. Next team up is Lees, and he has gone for a full Serie A squad. Serie A, always one of the best 4-starter squads each year. Adamola Lookman featuring again, and some slightly higher rated cards, but because they're not the most sought after, and it's not the most sought after league, someone like McTominay might actually be fine for you this year. Pulisic is a little questionable because he can play on the right and through the middle. 4-star, 5-star. Really, really nice stats. I think it is probably the only worry out of this squad in terms of value. We followed that up with Will's team, who has gone down the route of Saudi League, mixed with a little bit of Premier League, and we've got Bundesliga in here. I've seen a lot of people looking at Benzema, Diaby, and Kante this year. So if everybody's interested in them, does that mean that they're going to be a lot more expensive than maybe you're thinking? Potentially, especially Diaby with ridiculous pace and also fantastic dribbling. Dribbling's supposed to be amazing. This could be a very, very expensive card. In terms of the rest of your players, I think it's okay. I'm intrigued to see Hato because he's lower rated, which means he should be packed a lot and therefore shouldn't be as expensive. But we'll have to wait on that one. A very, very solid midfield. You don't really have any creativity, but in terms of box-to-box action, pretty damn good. And then we've got Robert's team. He says, my first team, hopefully going with a Premiership La Liga hybrid. Didn't include the icon, has no idea who I'm getting. Of course, basically everybody that is submitting these is probably getting the Ultimate Edition and is therefore going to get themselves an icon added into their squad, and you just hope it's one of the best ones. But a mixture of Premier League. We've also got La Liga in here. Van de Ven is going to be expensive. Simple as that. He is going to cost a lot. There is genuinely a world where he costs as much as the rest of these players combined. It's mad how much people pay for pace on centre-backs at the start of the year, especially in the Premier League. JD has come in with their starter squad. Yet another Lookman card in here. Thuram, Tomori makes it into another one. And of course, they've got some West Ham in here because that is who they support. I don't mind it. Someone like Turkey, because of the pace and shooting, I'm hoping it doesn't cost a lot. But he is double 5-star. He does have the flexibility in where he can play and the crazy dribbling. Will that bump his price up? We will have to see. Ola Aina's very quick as well this year. But no one here should be crazy expensive. So it's a decent starter squad. The next team we have is Irons. They've gone for a bit of Rashford here. First time we've seen him. Going to be very expensive whenever the first Evos come out that he fits into. My goodness. Cunha's quite a popular choice here. And no other Bowen, Lucas Paquetá, Dallo, Wan-Bissaka. I like it. It shouldn't be crazy unless Rashford is going to be very, very expensive. He is only on 1 chem, though, which is questionable. And maybe you could look at a different option that would actually get full chemistry. The penultimate one of your guys' teams, we have Mercab right here. Once again, another Cunha, another Murillo. I think Murillo, there's a world where he's expensive here. 83 rated, over 80 or 80 plus in pace, defending and physical is what a lot of people look for at the start of the year. Rolfo now at Man United. Sel should be fine. Konsa should be fine. So should Sesko. Is there a world, yeah, where Murillo is going to come up being expensive? Maybe. If not, beautiful. And the final one before my team, we have got Davids. He's gone for Ekitike up here. Chiesa last year was expensive. He can also play on the left, on the right, and up front. Double 4-star. He could be expensive again this year. Zoboslai should be okay. Mateus Nunes, not bad. Aina, Hincapie, Gvardiol, Robinson, and Mamardashvili. I feel like this is the first team after opening up some points. I feel like this would be pretty hard to get without spending anything, just because there is a world where the likes of Chiesa, again, Hincapie, can also play left-back as well. He looks really, really good this year. Could actually end up costing you a little bit of coinage, so I think there's a world where some players may have to be slightly sacrificed, but it might be attainable. And of course, we end things off with my team. I've gone with a 4-3-3-4, and shock horror, I've gone Serie A. I think it is just the best value for money starter league that you can get, whilst also having options to level up to that next tier of player. For example, on the left wing, I'd like to have David Neres. Get the skills, get the dribbling, get the pace. But then there's a world where we bump up to Rafael Leao going further forward. Leon Bailey on the right-hand side. Skill moves. He does have a poor weak foot, but hopefully that won't be too much of a problem this year. But he has the pace, he has the dribbling. And then we upgrade to Pulisic if we can get there. Adamola Lookman is in my team as well. Double 4-star. Good pace, good shooting, and great dribbling. Then at Cam, I've gone on Kunku. I don't know if I like this one. And maybe there's a world where I actually move Lookman down to Cam, and then we put somebody else up front, like maybe try and get an Openda in there. But I think Nkunku could be interesting this year, especially keeping the skills. I want to try him out. And then we've got two sort of like bruiser kind of centre mids. We've got Thuram and we've got Guendouzi in here. Good play styles, good stats. There are a couple of other options that you've got that are similar as well. Rabiot looks decent this year too. And then at the back, Di Lorenzo, he's not as high rated as he has been in the past, so I'm hoping he's not going to be crazy expensive. Nuno Tavares on the left, pace is all we're aiming for at the beginning here. And then we've got Pavard and Undika, not quite the top tier of centre-backs in the likes of Bremer, as well as Bastoni, those kind of cards. So hopefully they'll be affordable. And then Di Gregorio in goal because, again, avoiding that top tier level player. So let me know if you haven't submitted yours. Who are you going for in your starter squads? Tomorrow we will be live with the web app kicking things off for FC26. Make sure you subscribe so you can be there as soon as we go live. I'll see you then. Goodbye.